If you're the person who never does the latest TikTok dance, never copies viral aesthetics, and refuses to jump on trends, people probably call you boring, difficult, or arrogant. But psychologists have found that people who consistently ignore trends often share a rare psychological profile that most of the population will never develop. So in this video, you're not just going to understand them, you might finally understand yourself. This isn't about being quirky or trying to be different on purpose. This is about the deeper psychology of people who genuinely do not feel pulled by trends, hype, or what everyone is doing. If you watch till the end, you'll see 5 powerful traits that explain why some people sit out everything from viral songs to social movements, and why that might be a sign of something much deeper than not caring. First, low need for social proof. Trends are basically social proof in motion. If everyone's doing it, it must be good. Most brains shortcut to that. It feels safe. But if you never join trends, there's a high chance your decisions come from internal criteria, not public approval. You don't buy things because they're in, you buy them because they make sense to you. Psychologically, that's a sign of low conformity and a stronger internal compass, something that often correlates with higher independent thinking and more stable self-esteem. Second, high psychological reactance. Psychologists use the term reactance to describe what happens when you feel your freedom is being threatened. The more people tell you, you have to watch this, everyone is doing this, you're weird if you don't, the more your brain goes, cool, now I'm definitely not doing it. You're not just ignoring trends, you're resisting pressure. Your brain equates popular with someone trying to control me. That doesn't always make life easier, but it does mean your choices are less likely to be controlled by fear of missing out. Third, preference for depth over novelty. Trends are built on novelty, short hits of new. Scroll, laugh, forget, repeat. People who never join trends often have a different wiring. They prefer depth over constant stimulation. You'd rather read one good book multiple times than chase 50 new recommendations you'll forget next week. You rewatch the same comfort shows, listen to the same albums, refine the same ideas. That focus can look boring from the outside, but psychologically it's linked to better long-term learning and more stable identity. Fourth, strong sense of identity. A huge reason people join trends is to signal identity. I'm like you, I belong here, I get it. If you rarely feel that urge, it might be because your identity isn't under construction every 3 months. You don't need a trending sound, outfit, or opinion to feel like yourself. You already have a clear internal story of who you are, and trends feel like costumes that don't fit. This doesn't mean you're superior, but it does mean you're less likely to rebrand yourself every time the internet shifts. Fifth, higher tolerance for feeling out of place. Here's the part most people underestimate. Not joining trends comes with a social cost. People might see you as cold, judgmental, or thinking you're better than everyone. For a lot of people, that feeling is unbearable, so they just join in. If you consistently sit trends out, you've probably built a higher tolerance for social discomfort. You're willing to feel out of sync with the crowd in order to stay aligned with yourself. In psychology, that's a sign of strong autonomy and sometimes quiet courage. So, if you don't follow trends, it doesn't automatically mean you're a genius, and it definitely doesn't make you morally superior. But it can mean your brain is less driven by social proof, more allergic to pressure, more drawn to depth, and more anchored in a stable sense of self, even if people misunderstand you for it. The question isn't, why don't you join trends? The real question is, what are you protecting by not joining them? If you've spent most of your life feeling out of sync with what everyone else is into, comment, I don't do trends. Scroll through the comments, you'll realize there are more of you than you think. And if you want more psychology that validates the quiet, resistant, and hard-to-influence minds, subscribe. Trends will come and go. Understanding how your mind works is the one thing that will never go out of style.